I personally think that all of these women don't need to do their rights away. They can petition them for the next 4 years. So, hope you got that.
Welcome back to part 2 of people not holding back on woke people after the election. Grab a coffee and enjoy. It was plenty of videos like this, which led to reaction videos like this.
I am so frustrated!
Stop it. Get some help.
This could all just go away. Everything. He just wants to enslave us.
They would like to overturn voting rights. They would like to overturn gay rights. They would say, oh, I'm in the process of overturning women's rights.
They'll take away our rights.
He just wants to take away our rights. Everything. Like, if he's reelected, say goodbye to everything you love. Ugh! We need Kamala. She'll save us. And, you know, she's a woman. I like that.
Say it with me. Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
Unbelievably smart, articulate, and good.
She's great.
A bit of celebrity surrounding Kamala Harris.
Kamala just believes in the American dream. If she gets elected, we're good. But if Trump gets in, he'll never leave office.
He can never leave the office of the presidency.
Never leave office.
It's just a fact. He'd never leave office. And you know he wouldn't leave because he's gonna be a dictator. Dictator. That's why he's nothing but a complete Hitler, threat to our democracy, rights taking away, dictator. That makes him so
Donald Trump, his demagoguery, his danger to our country.
Dangerous to America.
If I can't sleep around and then unalive my children, I'm just not gonna sleep around. I'm done. I'm done being a I'm literally retiring. You're making me be a better person. You know what? Fine. Like, you're welcome.
Yep, and these are the same videos where the girls are saying that Trump's taking away their rights. And listen to this young man in this next clip. Listen to what he says to this girl.
He don't even like you.
What right is he taking away from women?
He don't like your race. He will spit on you. He don't even
what right is he taking away from women?
He don't like y'all. He don't like none of us. He doesn't like Mexicans. He don't even like his own race.
What right is he taking away from women? Y'all still not answering my question.
That.
I've asked it for like 5 minutes.
What
was the answer?
We answered it.
Y'all brought up education once I asked that question. Because y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Y'all just go on Twitter, look at what they say, and just run with it.
Myron, you go on Twitter. I watched the debate. I heard everything.
Y'all thought he was taking away abortions. He can't even do that.
Myron, what debate did you watch?
He's so stupid.
I like this one.
So I gotta tell you something, I gotta be completely honest, I don't want to unify with Kamala voters. I don't want to unify with people that voted for Kamala Harris, because these are the same people that call me all kinds of names on the internet. These are the same people that ended friendships. These are the same people that laugh when I go through things publicly for just basically being myself and stating who I am and what I believe. These are the people that call me a sellout or an Uncle Tom or a coon or all of that different stuff for being a black Republican. These are the gay people that call me a pick me and all of these other things for being a gay person that voted for Trump. So excuse me if I have absolutely zero desire to be friends. I have zero desire to unify. I have zero desire to be even cordial with all of these horrific people. I am delighting in their tears. I love how triggered they are. I am absolutely over the moon that they are crying, that they are triggered, that they are experiencing everything that they're experiencing right now. And I reject any calls for unity. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to understand you. What I want you to realize is that your reign of terror is over.
Yeah, he's not wrong. You know, I'm from the UK, as you probably know, and watching some of the meltdowns and the stuff we see on social media like we did at the start of this video, it is just comedy gold at this point.
Sheriff, he's over here. God.
The easiest and most effective form of protest you have right now
that you can start immediately. Put a mask back on. Stop letting them observe your face. And have the side benefit of better health and protecting the rest of us in the world. Put a mask back on.
I am so confused right now. The amount of girls that are coming up on my For You page talking about Trump has been elected president. Oh my gosh. We don't have any rights anymore. My grandma has more rights than I do. What the heck are you talking about? What? I can buy a car. I can buy a home. I can go to school. I can get a job. I can do everything a man can do. I can vote. I can vote. I have the freedom to go onto this wonderful app and speak whatever I feel like. That's my car telling me I need an oil change. Anyways, what rights am I losing? And if the only rights we're talking about are allowing men to come into the bathroom with me and play in women's sports and the right to an unborn child, I'm sorry, you're crazy and kind of demonic. So if you needed a reason to unfollow me, there it is.
Did anyone else wake up today and delete their dating apps? Like, I'm not just talking like just removing the app. Like, I full on removed myself from Hinge, Bumble. Like, I didn't even think twice about it.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
There's no way I am letting any man near me for the next few years. I've been happily single for the past 4 years. I can wait another 4 years. I am so happy for women who have loving, supportive, safe men in their life right now, but it is way too scary to try and trust anyone right now because anything can happen. And if you know me, you know one of my biggest fears is being pregnant. God forbid.
You have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't.
Why the fear-mongering? Like, why? Captain Obvious here said, "Dear Latinos for Trump. During World War II, 120,000 Japanese people were put in concentration camps. They were legal U.S. citizens." Now, completely forgetting the fact that the person who did that was a Democrat, Trump has never indicated in any way whatsoever that he wants to do anything to legal immigrants. The man is fucking married to one, for Christ's sake. Like, that statement is just pure fear-mongering for no reason. Like, if you put that out before the election, okay, I get why you were doing that. The goal is to push people over to vote for Kamala Harris. But we're past the election, which means you are fear-mongering for nothing. There is nothing that can be gained from saying shit like that, from making that bullshit up and trying to pretend that's what Trump wants to do. Like, there is literally nothing to gain except to create division and fear. And if your goal after an election is to create division and fear, you are an absolutely horrible person. And you're what's wrong with this country.
Are you in line? Are you here supporting Donald Trump? Whoa! Excuse me, madam, let's dial it in. Are we just like every other Kamala supporter? Oh yeah, grab my hair. Oh yeah, body me up. Angry. Yeah, we're gonna win big. Absolutely not. This is a public space.
Donald, you're harassing me.
I'm not harassing anyone.
Yes, you are.
This is a freedom of speech here.
You're harassing me.
Yeah, you're harassing me.
Donald Trump?
You're harassing me.
Please leave right now.
They're gonna call harassment. They're gonna say, next they're gonna say we're sexually assaulting them.
You're a demon. Yeah, and I think they missed out the key part where she attacked the camera guy first and tried to grab his hair. They're missing that essential part out, mate.
I personally think that if all of these men are voting to take our rights away, they don't deserve to touch a woman for the next 4 years.
Nobody's trying to touch you, okay? Secondly, why did you threaten to take your body away? Is that your only redeemable quality? You didn't threaten to take conversation away. You didn't threaten to take cooking away. No, you threatened to take sex away. I guess you have nothing else to offer men, though. That's so tough.
What did he say?
How f***ing insensitive it is that every single video on my For You page is posted by somebody on their smartphone sitting in America in the comfort of their home with an education and a job and whatever else, talking about losing their fucking rights when there's women overseas who are covered head to toe, not by choice, who have no vote, who have no phone, who have no friends, who can't leave the house, who can't go to school, who can't go to work. And everyone here is talking about losing their fucking rights. And it's not even a political thing. It's so fucking insensitive and ridiculous. And the fact that they're getting that because of TikTok that told them they're going to lose their rights. If you did 5 seconds of research, you don't even have to fuck with Trump. If you did 5 seconds of fucking research, you would know that's not true. If the 4 years that he was president didn't prove that already to you, that you trust some fucking TikTok bullshit, that, oh, my rights. First of all, abortion is state by state. That happened when Trump wasn't even here. Okay? Nothing to do with president. Even if Kamala walked into the office today as president, nothing would change. Because it's nothing to do with them, regardless of the brainwash that you've been hearing. If you did 3 seconds of genuine fucking research and not on TikTok, you would know that. But that's not even the point. Don't even get me started on the actual political side of this. Shut the fuck up about losing your fucking rights. Simply because it's the most insensitive and ridiculous thing that somebody could be posting. You're sitting crying in your fucking car on your way to fucking work about losing your fucking rights when women like that are living overseas and actually suffering because it's an actual reality for them. Fucking stupid. Like, actually, shut the fuck up.
If you care so much about women's rights, and I'm not disputing that you do, or that it's a big issue, and for the record, I believe in a woman's right to choose. But let's put my cards on the table. But why, especially Kamala Harris, positioning herself as, I'm the one for women's rights here. How do you equate that with what goes on, for example, in women's sport, which is so grotesquely...
There it is.
Which is such
I was
a
like, how is he going to spin this to something so unrelated?
But it's not unrelated. Well, the reason I think it's important is that last week the United Nations came out with a report saying 900 women have been deprived of medals by trans athletes around the world. This is outrageous and an obvious direct attack on women's rights. How do you equate, never mind me, how do you equate being for women's rights but also for that attack on women's rights?
Because cis female athletes are not dying.
What does cis mean?
In your terms, women born
A woman.
women born female
A woman.
are not dying.
Hang on, let's just clarify.
They're
what you
not
mean.
being turned
Do you
away
mean a
from
woman?
emergency rooms.
Do you mean a woman?
But
Do you mean a woman?
Wait, hang on, wait. Here's the goalpost. Can you move it a little bit? Because you.
When
you
people
just,
ask you what you are, do you go into a long...
Get
When people say, what are you? Do you go into a long speech about cis and things? Or do you say I'm a woman?
Yeah, I say I'm a woman. But
Right.
I'm telling you
So
right
why
now
are we using the word cis?
that female athletes aren't dying at the rates that women are currently dying in places like Georgia. Amber Thurman.
Well, my only response to that video is, just like the meme, you can't fix stupid.
But let me tell you something, folks. You can't fix stupid.
And us lot who are grown up, we didn't have to deal with this growing up. It's the younger generation who've got to battle this. As well as trying to get an education, as well as trying to get a job, as well as trying to get a relationship. Man, having to deal with this, let alone dealing with that in the schools, madness.
Okay, my fiance just pointed something out to me. Look at this map. Look at all the states that Kamala has won, okay? Now look at all the states that no ID is required for voting. Isn't that all the states that Kamala won? I'm just gonna leave that right there.
No, because I want you to hear me when I say with my full f***ing chest, if you voted for Donald Trump, I want you out of my life.
Bye. See you when I see you. Goodbye.
Donald Trump's not even president yet, and have you seen what's happened in the last 48 hours? The misogynist appoints the first ever woman to be chief of staff. The Taliban announced they want peace with America and to be taken off the terrorist list. Putin came out and said that Western civilization is not an enemy. Mexico has started securing the border in, of course, response to tariff threats. Saudi Arabia is kicking out all of their leaders. New York is cleaning up their illegal migrant crisis. Xi Jinping came out and said he wants to peacefully coexist with China and said that they respect American people. The European Union chief finally came out and said, hey America, can we start buying LNG from you so they stop buying from Russian gas? Putin says he takes Donald Trump's plan to end the war with Ukraine very seriously and Russia supports it. The Houthis are stepping back. The Hamas called for an immediate end to war. He's calling for term limits in from Congress so that way people like Nancy Pelosi stop being forever members. Stock markets and crypto hit all-time highs. He sent Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton into depression. Because of all this amazing news, white, liberal, ugly women are now refusing to have sex with men. America is in fact being made great again.
Yep, and just like the man saying, there's a lot of people who were super upset. Even the people on the news, you know, where they're on camera, they got to be professional, they got a certain responsibility. Even they were getting caught in their feelings.
These elite who are hurting tonight. There are African American women who know a little bit about being talked down to, and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who tried to dream a big dream over the past couple of months. And tonight they're trading in a lot of hope for a lot of hurt. And they were hoping that maybe this time, one of their own could be seen as worthy. And once again, they were facing rejection. And that hurts. They thought tomorrow morning they're going to walk out with their shoulders back a little bit, maybe able to breathe for the first time and feel like they belong someplace. They did everything that they knew how to do. And it's going to be harder than it should be tomorrow for them to hold their heads up. And they're not the only people who are hurting tonight. If you're a parent of a trans kid, your child's face was used as a springboard to power for somebody. That doesn't feel good. There are going to be people tomorrow, we're going to be handing clothes at the dry cleaners to people who don't have papers. There are going to be people who are going to be cleaning your teeth tomorrow who don't have papers. And they're terrified tonight.
What? Guys, this is happening on the news. Isn't that crazy? On the flipping news you're having these conversations. And like I said in another video, a lot of people vote depending on what policies make their life easier. There's a lot of people who don't look at the news, who don't look at politics. People just want an easier life, don't we all? So a lot of the stuff we're hearing on TikTok, the news, whatever, it's all waffle. But guys, I hope you enjoyed part 2. Let me know if you made it this far. What was your favorite clip? What was your least favorite? Let me know if you want to see part 3. And I'll see you in the next one.